What's going on YouTube? Ryan and Alex back from Dopamon again. Today we're going to talk about each of the draft eligible players participating in this year's World Junior Hockey Championship. That's first year draft eligible guys, so overagers will not be included here. We have done a top 32 mock draft on the channel where we go into some of these guys in much more depth than we will in this video. We'll just be scratching the surface on some of these guys, and want this to be more of a fun who to watch style video. For the tournament happening in just a few days. It's the 22nd when we're recording this. It starts on the 26th, so we are excited for it. The first guy
And
we'll
in a
start.
way, we're kind of like, projecting,
Yeah,
these guys could be good in a way, and just excited to talk about draft eligible guys. And of course, if
absolutely.
you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit like and subscribe down there. It is very much so free. And please go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, we are on the road to 400 subscribers.
Yeah, this is getting close.
So help us get to 400 or 500 on this channel. We really appreciate guys subscribing. Starting off, the obvious one, Shane Wright. He's the guy. Right? He's the guy for Canada. He's the number one overall pick.
Yeah, and he has they projected to be the second line center, so he's going to get a lot of time. I think he's going to get a lot of points, a lot of scoring, and you might be one of the top scorers in this, tournament at the end of it. He could be up there.
Well,
Definitely not like top three, top 10 scoring for
could
sure.
be. Could be high. Could be high on this list. The second guy, the only other draft eligible guy for Canada, is not actually draft eligible this year. You know, is Connor Bedard. Connor Bedard is a 2023 potential top pick. Smaller guy, but is incredibly dynamic, obviously. He's on a point per game as a 16-year-old in WHL. And right now projected to be more of a bottom six guy, it looks like, for
Yeah,
Dave Cameron's Canadians, but we'll see if he pulls his way up. And
I think he could. He's got, dynamic skill. Well, watch for him on the power play to just show up and dominate, and get a few goals maybe.
absolutely. Moving on to,
That's it for Canada.
that's it for Canada. There's only two guys. We're moving to Team Finland here. Starting with Joakim Kemmel. Joakim Kemmel, uh, top ranked prospect in a lot of people's draft boards, is having an absolutely phenomenal season in
Hmm.
Finland. One of the hotter guys in the pro league, has 12 goals in 21 games. That's incredible. Um, will most likely be top 10. I would be shocked if he fell out of the top 10 in this year's draft.
Yeah, and I believe he might be the number one goal scorer out of this tournament. I have a feeling that he's going to lead in goals just because, he is amazing and he's doing really well in a major pro league in Finland. He was before an injury leading in goals, and I like his game.
Yep, absolutely. Another guy on Team Finland. Here in a second. Brad Lambert. Brad Lambert was a top pick by a lot of people for a long time, but seemed to have slid down the draft board for a lot of people. I still have him in the top 10, so does Alex. What do you think Brad Lambert could bring to Team Finland?
You know what? He's got all the skills. Just because he's not making it work, and in the SM Liga right now isn't, that's against men, against kids his own age. I feel like he can actually thrive, especially in like a third line center kind of role. He'll bring a lot of everything and skill, and that's where I see him.
Absolutely. That's it for Finland. Those are the notable guys for Team Finland. Moving on to Czechia, not the Czech Republic, to Czechia. Few guys here. First guy we'll talk about is David Jiricek. what is David Jiricek bring? Like he'll be a
Uh,
very good player for this.
yeah, a lot of offense, and I feel like they're gonna need it, especially from the back end, and I'm a huge fan of the way that uh he plays.
Yeah,
I have him ranked pretty high too.
yeah, we
Top
both have
pick.
him ranked in our top tens, and could be a kind of a standout player on this Czech team, who
Hmm.
historically hasn't, in the last few years hasn't done well at the World Juniors, but from a guy like Jiricek could really help them out.
He's got a big shot that I think that at the World Junior level could be a big surprise. You don't see that in the NHL as much, but because he has it, no, he uses that at the World Juniors. I could see that being a big factor.
Definitely.
I think
Moving
he got a few
on,
goals.
Czech Republic. Do you have something else to say?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. David Morovic, another defenseman on Czechia, first year draft eligible player, playing
Yeah, he
pretty.
seems like a solid defensive defenseman kind of guy. He's not scoring a lot, but he's playing in the top Czech league
Yeah,
against men and holding up pretty well.
yeah, that's nothing to slouch at.
Mhm.
Isn't he going to be a top pick? He's not a Wright or a Camel or whatever like that, but he is draft eligible, and he will see him hopefully play in this tournament.
I actually have him ranked personally at 131st overall.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Cracks the draft rankings anyway.
yeah,
Moving on, another Czech Republic, another Czechia player, Matej Pinkash. Matej Pinkash, another
hmm
defenseman at the Czech Republic. Really young defense core for this Czech Republic team. I wonder if that'll bite them in the butt at any point. But
I kind of like it.
yeah, I
I'm
kind of
happy to
like it
see
too.
draft eligible guys at the World Juniors. I really like it.
Playing in the Czech 2 league for the most part, on loan, and U20 well out there. There's another guy that's not
Yeah, I don't think
a
he's as
top
good.
player. He's not a top player, but he's not as good as the other guys for sure. We'll see how much playing time he does actually get. Last guy in Czechia, we got Yuri Kulich. And I apologize if I'm butchering anyone's names. Czech Republic wants to call me out in the comment section. That's okay. Zero and forward here. Kulich, another player out of Chechen, the Chechen league, playing pretty well points wise, 11 points. You have anything on this guy, Alex?
Yeah, I have him as a third round pick at ranked 76 overall. Personally, he's got a good two-way game, but he hasn't really shown. I know he's playing all right in the Czech league, but he hasn't really shown like a huge spark that could rise him up, in my opinion.
Moving on to Team Germany. Germany has one player that we want to point out here, Adrian Klein. Another defenseman, big, 6'3".
And he's making it work in the DEL
Yeah,
against men. Really like that. Uh, as far as German prospects, there's another one who's definitely going to get drafted, but not going to show up
yeah,
at the World Juniors. Unfortunately, Julian Lutz is injured, but instead, Adrian Klein is a very strong defenseman. Uh, he's right now he's playing in the DEL too, and he's scoring a lot. Not scoring in the DEL. I don't know exactly where he's going to get drafted, but I have him at 147th overall. That's just, a little bit of a subjective perspection here about where they could go in the draft.
absolutely. And Team Austria is our next team. We haven't figured out we're going by group.
Mm.
Last team in Group A here. That's a few players to look out for. And that's how it happens a lot of these, you know, non-powerhouse hockey teams. They bring their kids a lot more time. They bring their good kids as they stand out more. This guy, he'll be the top Austrian coming out of this draft. Marco Kasper, we both have him in our first round. Kind of an interesting player. He's actually playing in Sweden right now, but he is Austrian. Uh, you can see everyone has him ranked in and around 25 to 35, somewhere in there. Playing in Rogels, the SHL.
Yeah, the Austrian league isn't one of the best leagues in Europe, so when you're a top player, you get invited to play in the top league. So that makes sense, and it also kind of goes for the same as the next guy, uh, the Vinzenz Rohrer, who plays in the OHL.
Yeah,
I really like him. He's not like a top pick or anything. Or do I have on my personal ranking? Spoiler alert, 101st overall. He's scored a bit though in the OHL.
yeah, 22 points. It's not bad production wise, but yeah, another
And
guy
I
to
think
look
he
out
could
for.
be a big factor for a team that's bringing a lot of young talent. That he's going to be one of the guys that they rely on.
Moving on in Team Austria still, we got Luca Auer.
And this is a guy that isn't on anybody's draft boards, but you're gonna hear it from me first. I really like this guy. I've watched him play a little bit. He's got a bit of everything, lots of speed scoring, and he is putting up amazing numbers in the Alps HL, which is the second tier of a league in Austria. If you compare him to players in the Alps HL from previous seasons who were drafted, yeah, he's outplaying them. So I have good high hopes for him. And
Good.
on my personal rankings, I have him 117th. So I think he's going to be a big factor for Austria as well.
Awesome, man. The last guy, actually not a 2022 pick,
Hmm
2023 draft pick that the Elite Prospects doesn't even have him. And
Nope.
therefore is David Reinbacher, a
hmm
right-hand shot defenseman playing in Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah, in Utah, Switzerland team.
hmm
Pretty good points wise. I'll scroll down so they would actually see it. That's my fault. Yeah, defenseman from Austria to hopefully get some good minutes for this team.
And the Swiss is it's an underrated league. And it's interesting that like all but one of the draft eligibles are not playing in Austria.
Yeah, yeah, it tells you something about the Austrian league, I guess.
hmm
Moving to Group B, starting with the Americans, defending gold medal winning Americans. We'll start with Logan Cooley. Um, the only player really here that's on the draft eligible side. There's a lot of Americans in the U.S. national program that are very good, but only Logan Cooley made this roster. Um, yeah, playing very well, 30 points in 20 games. We have them both in our. I think we have both have them in our top 10, right?
hmm
In our mock draft. The best will be the best forward out of the draft this year. The only other American is a goaltender, and we're going to include him because we don't really know where the goalie situation is going to happen in for the state's team. That's Dylan Silverstein. Um, Drew Comesso is probably going to be the starter at least out of the gate, but if he falters, Silverstein has a solid chance of being the backup on some nights and maybe getting into a few games. Um, Boston College for next year for him playing right now in the USHL, yeah, U18 National Development Team program. Has okay numbers in the U18 teams, USHL juniors. He's not as great number wise, but uh, not a very big goalie. I know he's pretty mobile. We'll see if he gets any minutes, if at all.
Yeah, I, I don't his numbers when you compare them to Comesso's in his draft year aren't as good. They're clearly they're clearly lower, but I don't have faith in Comesso anyway.
Yeah,
And maybe I feel like of all the starting goaltenders, he might be the one I'm iffiest on. So there's certainly a chance that Silverstein gets a chance here.
absolutely, be a possibility. Moving on, we're going to talk about Team Russia. We're going to start with probably the highest pick in this coming draft, and Danila Yurov. Daniil Yurov, right winger, but shoots left, as a lot of the Russians tend to do. It will be a top 10 pick this year, most likely.
hmm
I'll put money on
Top
that.
five pick.
Yeah.
I compare him to Tim Stützle and Mitch Marner.
Yep.
He drives the play north south really well. He's got can shoot, can pass, got everything, puck skills, good head on his shoulders. Watch for Russia to use him up and down the roster a lot because he can create all sorts of magic. You're gonna hate playing against him. He plays I feel like the style of hockey because he's a guy like Stutzel and Marner are so like their type of play is very you know uh, prolific in a way that he's gonna stand out to North American audiences and be like that's gonna piss him off when he scores or something.
Sounds good. Moving on. Another top prospect could sneak into the first round. I think you have him sneaking in round
I
your
do.
mock draft. Is Vladimir Grudinin, defenseman, left hand shot. ranked here a little bit lower than what you have for some of the websites.
Hmm.
Yeah. What do you like about
I
Guden?
I love his game. He stands 5'10", but he plays like he's 6'2", 6'3". He's physically aggressive and he's strong and he's not weak. Like he actually can like play up to that type of game. Strong on the stick. He's fast. He knows when to jump into the rush, create huge rush offensive chances. He doesn't, he's not like in the offensive zone. He doesn't do anything spectacular. So don't expect a highlight reel from him in this tournament. But a lot of solid, good puck moving work, especially from the D zone, and that's gonna be good for Team Russia. I feel like is gonna be a huge factor.
Another guy that could end up being a big factor, Arseny Kor.
Arseni,
Oh, you
oh,
want?
because you messed it up. I was
I
gonna
mess
just
it
go.
all ways, but
Yeah,
I'll
that
try
was.
it again. Arseny Korosmylov.
Oh,
Koromyslov. I'm sorry.
it's all right.
Koromyslov. I'm so sorry. Another defenseman, left-hand shooting. Get an easier to pronounce name. No, I'm kidding.
Hmm.
Plays for SKA St. Petersburg, their program in Russia. Where do you have this guy?
You
What do you
know,
see from him?
to at the beginning of the year, I had him as the number one Russian defenseman, but I've slowly had Grudinin taking his place. Koromaslov, he plays a solid two-way game, really like good in both zones, but he's not having a great draft year, so he's kind of fallen in my rankings. But he's good at using his size. He likes to play ahead. He likes to really read the play and cut off the opposing opposition and he needs to be a little bit more. He's 6'3", and just needs a little bit more physicality and aggression to his game. But against kids his own age, instead of trying to compete in the VHL or KHL like adult Russian leagues, I think he can do pretty well against kids his own age.
Excited to see. And we can't talk about the Russian team without mentioning Matvey Michkov. Absolutely dynamic Russian forward. Not eligible until 2023. It'll be Connor Bedard and Michkov in that draft. Whoever goes number one, it's a toss up for me at this point.
Mhm.
Um, incredible player. We'll see how much he brings to this team. I'm curious how much he plays. I am going to assume that Russia will play him a little higher in their lineup than Canada will Bedard,
Mhm.
just more out of necessity. But yeah, incredible player, putting up insane numbers in the lower leagues and in the KHL as a 16-year-old, 17-year-old.
Yeah.
Just
There's no
turned
nobody's
17.
more deceptive with the puck than he is. It is a magic show watching him move the puck. It's like Kane and Datsuk had a baby and it was 10 times better and like it's insane. It's going to be incredible to watch him score. He's scoring more than, he might be like the best 2023 draft pick if he wasn't Russia. If it wasn't from Russia, like I feel like it'd be an easier number one compared to Bedard.
Yeah, I think that'll be the thing that pushes him to two as well because of the
Hmm.
whole Russian contract thing might get sticky. Anyway, that's it for Russia. Sweden has nobody. Nobody on Team Sweden is draft eligible. First year draft eligible. It is what it is. Can't talk about anyone from Sweden. So we're going to move on to Slovakia, who has enough draft eligible players for both teams. They have the most we're going to talk about here, starting with Simon Nemitz. Uh, Top pick in this year's draft. I have him third overall. I think Alex has him fifth
Yep.
in our rankings. Will be a top pick in this year's draft. 13 points in 22 games in the Pro Slovakian League. Sorry, and yeah, will be the guy. Will have to be the guy on the Slovak team.
Yeah, and you know what? He brings a huge leadership factor that I think everybody's going to see. He was captain of the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in August, and don't
Sorry.
laugh at me. The Hlinka Gretzky Cup in August, he was captain of that team, and he showed just elite poise, NHL ready kind of awareness, and I have a good feeling about him for this tournament.
I propose we always call it the Helsinki
Hlinky,
tournament. Anyway,
it is
another
late.
another big name out of Slovakia is going to be Juraj Slavkovsky. Played in the tournament, I believe, last year as an underager. Didn't play great. Had five
No.
games.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be a top pick. He's big, he's powerful, he's a top 10 pick in my eyes. Um, Slavkovsky could be a serious threat for Slovakia. They got a couple sneaky players that
Hmm.
they might win a game or two in their division if people don't take them seriously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And especially with Slavkovsky, I think he's a dark horse in this one. He could just show up and
Yeah,
light it up, or it could kind of just disappear. I'm not sure.
yeah, we'll find out.
Hmm.
Slovakia is gonna be an interesting team to watch. Another guy, I'm gonna butcher the name of Joseph Willem Kemek.
It's pretty good.
A defenseman, 6'3", big guy. Where do you have this guy? Do you have this guy ranked?
Yeah, I actually do. He's playing in the WHL. He's not scoring a lot, but he's strong. He's showing a lot of physicality, and he's putting up all right numbers. Good defensive game. I have him ranked 104th overall. A solid fourth round pick
There you go.
in that area. It's kind of relative right now. Those rankings.
Next guy on our Slovak list will be Servak Petrovsky, centerman. Don't know how much he's gonna play, to be completely honest, in this tournament. Playing in the Owen Sound Attack, the OHL this year, decent numbers, 20 points in 25 games. We'll see how much ice time this guy gets.
Yeah, I really like Petrovsky. Every time you watch him, he makes something happen with the puck. He's an offensive force. He's not. I haven't seen his defensive game. I haven't really watched that part of him, but offensively, just every moment is something beautiful, and I really like his offensive game. He's going to show flashes of insane talent at the World Juniors here. So watch out for that one. It's the reason why he's over here in Canada. Like
Yeah.
we've recognized his talent.
Cannot talk about Slovakia without mentioning one of my favorite players from over there, Filip Misar, right winger. Plays some center, but mostly right wing over in Slovakia. He's going to be a top pick. He's going in the first round. Uh, could possibly go top 10. We go into more details about anyone who's projected to be in the first round in the mock draft video, obviously. But 9 points in 20 games in the Pro Slovak League ain't bad. He might be a dark horse as well. You talk about Uri Slavkovsky being the potential X factor for this team. This is another guy. We will talk now about Pavel Stetka.
He's a guy that hasn't shown up on anybody's draft ranking, but
Mm-hmm.
he is 6'6". He is big. He's putting up really good numbers in the Czech U20 league. So I don't know why he isn't, but you're hearing it here from us here, folks, that Pavel Stetka, he's gonna be a good pick.
Yeah, big, 6'6", big centerman. Big centerman. We'll see if he gets much ice
Uh,
time on this.
Ranked 136th overall.
Pretty good
Yeah.
for a guy that's not a lot of guys' radars.
Hmm.
And another 2023 pick, a guy who kind of gets lost in the Bedar Michkov conversation. Going to be a very high pick next year. I have scrolled down on him. Dalibor Dvorsky, centerman, eligible for 2023. Playing in Sweden in the J20 national program is 27 points, 20 games as a 16-year-old. He's playing very well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be third behind Michkov. That's an easy top five kind of pick. He's got a little bit of everything, got crazy skill, speed, strong. So hard to go wrong with a bona fide, future first line center kind of potential.
Good. Another 2023 pick, last one in Slovakia, Maxim Sturbak, right hand shooting defenseman. Not going to be as high up on everyone's draft boards as Dvorsky will be, but um, he'll be he'll be picked next year for sure.
He's playing for in Finland right now. Excuse me, because I don't know. It's interesting seeing the guys in Europe kind of surround and not play for
Mm-hmm.
the country that not play in the country that they're from. I think it's a good sign for him to get scouted. Good sign for him that he's in a better league because obviously the Finnish league is better than the Slovakian league. but I'm not sure the frame of to like compare him where as a -1 draft pick where he'd go. But he looks his numbers are pretty good, so maybe even like a second round pick.
Could be. We'll see
Yeah.
next year where he goes. Last player, last team on Team Switzerland. Yeah, Leon Bichel. You like this player a lot, I think, right?
hmm Yeah, I have him ranked late in my first round. I think he could fall maybe a little bit, but he's a guy that I think is playing really well in the SHL. Didn't have amazing numbers in the J20, but I feel like he's a kind of like a safe pick. Got the solid two-way game and everything that when he got to the SHL helped him just click and fit in and stay. Hasn't been sent down since, right?
I think he's stayed in the SHL. Yeah, plays for
It bounced
Lexans.
back. He did bump it up and down a little bit, but
Okay, he's played a decent amount in the SHL for a
hmm
17-year-old. Ranked fairly highly by all the authorities on this, and yeah, that's it. Those are the guys to watch out for in this tournament. Um, Let us know what you think. If we missed anybody, I don't think we did. There's obviously the
yeah, we covered
overagers that we
everything.
missed.
Yeah.
Guys like on Team Canada, Brett Brochu is having a very good year in goal, but we didn't mention him, A, because he's an overager, and B, because in goal, I think it's pretty set that he's the third guy and
hmm
he's not going to get into any action, if at all. Um, yeah,
This is a big chance for maybe some of the undrafted above agers to get their look at them from NHL teams and maybe get drafted this year. So maybe we're gonna make a list of afterwards of top above agers who really shined.
yeah, top performance in the tournament. Let us know what you want to see from us going forward. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Leave a like on the video if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's it for us. Peace.